I count up so much money lately. I count up so much that they hate me. Yeah, I make niggas mad cause they ain't me. Yeah, I've been in my bag going crazy. I count up so much money lately. I count up so much that they hate me. Yeah, I make niggas mad cause they ain't me. Yeah, I've been in my bag going crazy. Bitch, I'm not.
First off, fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. West side when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys, niggas fuck for life. Plus, Puffy tryna see me weak, hearts I rip. Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia some more. I think a little higher. I think a little higher.
Let's do this. When you died, it didn't feel real. It felt like a movie. And this is the part where the character never recovers. The part where life takes them down. This is the scene that scars her forever.
This is just the beginning.
The poetry of life and what it all means and why she's here. None of it really clicks until literally the last episode. Lexi's play is the thing that finally allows Rue to see herself as just a human being who's been through a lot. We are not our worst moments. So what are the limits of storytelling and how can we tell these stories with these characters?
And whispering. Still all this chaos.
Congratulations, Lexi! Lexi, you really outdid yourself.
Oh, shit.
Lexi's so paranoid of hurting people's feelings or saying too much or offending people, and then in the end,
I should stop?
I'm not the one putting on a play to humiliate and embarrass you.
Oh, really?
I don't think Lexi's expecting Cassie to have that big of a reaction, but yeah.
You always see yourself different than how other people see you. Cassie is already an insecure girl, and so seeing this character portrayed to her just adds another layer to the self-doubt she carries.
Cassie and Maddie have their breakup, and Maddie chooses to not get violent. But then the play comes around, and Cassie is acting insane.
Oh, this bitch needs to be put down.
Maddie, no! And Maddie does choose to get violent with her.
Stop. I thought that we were achieving greatness with Cassie, and then she just gets knocked back down again.
A few days earlier, I stopped by Elliot's. I have a lot of I'm sorries to do, but not a lot of I forgive yous. So, thank you for that.
The scene between Elliot and Rue is really heartbreaking because you also realize that these are two people who are going in very different directions in life. And action!
Truth or dare?
Truth.
Do you think we can still be friends?
You know you're the one who said we weren't any good for each other.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I'll go over and I'll shoot some stuff. And then when I have a break, I'll go over and hang out with Lab because he has a studio now on the lot, so I'm hanging out with him. He's finding new sounds to complement every emotion that we go through in the show.
Me and Zendaya were actually sitting in each other's kind of spiritual energy and space, and we're getting to inspire each other to make something fresh.
Sam just came up to me and was like, yo, I was thinking, like, you play the guitar in this and, like, you sing a song. It's to Rue, but not really about Rue, but it, like, is about Rue, but it's, like, a surreal moment, but it's not. And I'm like, you just made this decision?
I like it.
Dominic came in and jumped in on the score pieces we were working on and played some guitar because he's a great guitarist. The cast are not just acting, they're part of the music now. And I think that makes it even more special.
Cal's unraveling at the seams. He's a guy who's out there living his truth and experiencing everything he stopped himself from experiencing because he had this very sort of rigid set of family values and rules that he lived by.
You happy?
I'm figuring it out. And I think Cal at that point just kind of says, fuck it. I'm gonna be me.
You don't get to ruin our lives and just move on.
In that moment, Nate has exhausted all of his options, and he doesn't have an answer to why he feels the way he feels.
For the longest time, I had this recurring nightmare just over and over.
The great point to me in that scene is the moment that Cal just immediately sobers.
Nate comes to him with some real stuff and shows some real vulnerability, and I think that touches Cal.
I spent my whole life trying to protect you. And instead of loving me, you fucking hated me for it.
I'm not proud of the person I've been.
I don't think you're ever gonna change.
Nate. Don't do this.
I really gotta talk to you about something.
Faye is kind of like that missing piece that Ash and Fez never knew that they needed. The way that he treats Faye really shows like another side of him. He genuinely wants to be a good, loving person, but it's the situation that we're in sometimes. That's why I wanted to save Fez. And because Custer was a bitch.
Ash, no!
Life deals you the hand you have to play, and sometimes good people are forced to do bad things. Fezco has a strong sense of his morals, and he feels responsible to take care of Ashtray, you know, as his little brother. Sorry, bro, but we had to make it look like you ain't do this. When Fezco hits Ashtray, he's just trying to protect the kid, where he takes the fall for everything to give his little brother that chance at life that he didn't really have. Listen to me, I did this shit, not you.
Shooting the SWAT scene was super interesting. It felt very real. There were a couple times where it was like kind of scary, and I was like, oh, like I'm just gonna be like actually scared in this moment.
There's an enormous amount of precautions that go into it.
Please don't shoot!
All of these things to ensure that we're all doing it in a safe way, but that still allow us to do the work.
It was hectic. They had the dust falling on our heads. It was crazy. It felt real. At one point, I turned around and they had the guns pointed at me. I'm like, oh, smokes. It was a sad day because we really close. Devon, that's like my little bro in real life. That's my bro, that's fam.
Even though he couldn't be here with us tonight, this one's for you.
The trajectory of this season has always been, how does Rue find hope? And Lexi's play allowed her to kind of look back at her life without a level of judgment that she normally does when thinking about the past. Much like I think we look at Rue as an audience, and we can see the sort of the goodness in her.
I just wanted to tell you that I thought your play was really beautiful.
Lexi and Rue don't interact that much throughout the season, but after Rue sees the play, we have a moment together where we realize that we're just two girls who lost their dads, and we realize how much we mean to each other.
I miss you.
A deep friendship like that is a necessity in life, and being able to kind of talk about these things is an important part of the human experience. And also the idea that Lexi has taken all of this stuff from her life, whether it's trauma or pain or disappointment, and she's created something beautiful out of it.
You've been through a lot and you know what to do with it.
I think something that's kept me afloat while playing the character is knowing that she is a version of Sam when he was younger. Knowing that he was able to take all those things that happened to him and turn it into this art is something that gave me great comfort. And knowing that, well, Rue one day is gonna grow up and she's going to be like Sam. I think having a sweet moment and walking away from Jules, not in a place of anger or resentment, but in of like respect and love, shows that she's choosing herself, choosing to take the steps that she needs to get better.
Relationships move in terms of ebbing and flowing, and then needs change, and that causes people to fade away from each other. And that's the reality of loving people, and the memory is still like a gift.
Jules was my first love. At least that's how it felt. I'd like to remember it that way.
And ultimately, that's what makes life beautiful. The messiness and the faux pas and the mistakes and the things you say that you shouldn't have said. Like, that's what makes life worth living. My hope for the audience after episode 8 is that they feel like they've been through it with these characters and that they love them all despite their faults and flaws, and that they're excited about what happens next.
What's up? So we got back another video. It's your boy PJDRIZZLE21. I just want to say welcome back to my channel, and also how you guys doing on this fine Tuesday evening. And also, if you're happy or sad, then my entertainment should bring you joy. And also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, repost this to all social media platforms, and don't forget to hit the notification bell for future videos. All right, so we got a season finale of Euphoria, and this is Euphoria season 2, episode 8, and this episode titled is All My Life, My Heart Has Yearned for a Thing I Cannot Name, and it is a reference to Mad Love, and the French term is L'amour fou by Andre, I think Breton, yeah, as quoted by Hunter S. Thompson in his book about the Hells Angels motorcycle gang. And so the episode starts off with Fez is about to leave for Lexi's play when he picks up on the looks Custer and Faye are shooting each other. Custer soon admits what he's known for a while. The cops found Mouse's body. There's some back and forth with Faye about how he told her Lori killed Mouse, but then Ash puts a knife into Custer's neck. Like, well, no, before Fez can stop him, and that's that. But look, when Ash was about to put like the knife like towards like the towards Custer's neck, like I'm trying to say, Fez could have stopped him, like seriously, because like all Fez did was just stand there and look at Ashtray do that. Like, no, he just stand there. He was like, Ashtray, don't do it. That's all he said. And then Ashtray took a long ass time to put that knife in Custer's neck. So you could jumped over the couch or just like try grab it like and like with a reach. But Fez didn't do any of that. He just said, "Yo, Ashtray, don't do it," and then and then Ashtray did it. Like seriously. So like, I'm just confused. But let me see. So realizing that someone may be listening in via Custer's phone, Fez puts his hand over the dying man's mouth while he bleeds out. Then makes sure Ash and Faye stay quiet as he drops Custer's phone into a half-drunk Big Gulp in the kitchen. So like a big gulp is like from like what you get from 7-Eleven. So let me see what else. We immediately flash back to phone calls between Lexi and Fez, where they talk about Little House on the Prairie, social media, and how they have this similar lives but share similar character traits. That's the point. Ish. He tells her, and it's so sweet and pure. Then we go right back to Fez, who is near hyperventilating in the kitchen, where he's breathing hard because he's just like all this is happening too fast for him. So this is happening in the kitchen after everything that's gone down. We rejoin Lexi's play at the point where Cassie is dragging breathing. Where Cassie is dragging breathing on the door at the back of the auditorium, she marches in, and the look on her face causes her mom to whisper, "Oh God." Various audience members take notice at Cassie sashays down the center aisle toward the stage and gets right up on the stage. Um, God bless the guy running in the follow spot because he likes Cassie from the very first moment she crashes the action. Cassie mocks her sister's play, then pulls the playwright out on stage, with Lexi quietly begging her to stop the whole time. Like how you gonna tell Cassie to stop, but then like you have like a whole play that's about like everybody. It's about Cassie, it's about Nate, it's about Maddie, it's about Jules, it's about Rue. It's about everything, like all the events that we saw in season 2, like and then you gonna tell like this scary person that's like that has like anger in her face to stop like and then so Mama Sue's also like gets up there to try to help, but it pushes Cassie farther into her tirade. um you're just a effing bystander. Cassie screams at her sister, which earns her boos from the crowd. At one point, Cassie and Maddie are going back and forth in front of everyone about who's the bigger see you next Tuesday. I don't know what that means. And then when Cassie attacks the girl who's playing her in the play during the carousel scene based on Cassie's season 1 carnival, um, Maddie decides it's time to get in on the action. Eventually, she chases Cassie off the stage and starts being on her in the school hallway. So basically, look, like when Cassie, no, when Maddie saw this, like Cassie, like just trying to like mess up the play and whatnot. Maddie was like, "Yo, I gotta get on this." So like it's basically like a whole like WWE like episode where like a new contestant comes into play. So like when I saw this, I was like, here comes Maddie in the corner, and then she just like running running on the stage just to go attack Cassie. And then that was just funny because like, it was like a whole WWE episode where like somebody new just comes out of nowhere, like by surprise. Like they were not in that match, and they were just came. So that was Maddie. Like she came into the stage just to attack Cassie, and then she also like throws her against the wall too because that's how she gets like her nose like broken a little bit. So the whole thing leaves like Lexi in a puddle of tears backstage, but her stage manager helps her get her mojo back. And soon the audience is chanting Lexi's name. So she comes out on stage, thanks everyone, and says they'll be back in a few minutes. Then she dedicates the show to Fez, though she doesn't mention him by name. Speaking of Fez, he's going to take the blame for killing Custer, and he's going to do it soon because the police are about to bust down the door, and he tells Ash to leave. He's trying to be like an older brother and tell him like to leave so like he won't get like any penalty, like so he won't go to juvie. But Ash is not listening, and instead he piles like all of their weapons in the bathroom and prepares to make his last stand. When there's a noise at the front door, Fez drops his guard for a moment, which gives Ash just enough time to hit his brother in the head and lock himself in the bathroom. Look, when I heard that the noise in the front door, I thought it was Nate. Like seriously, I thought it was Nate, or I thought it was Lori. But I did not know it was gonna be like the SWAT team. So the police bust in and train their sights on Fez, who begs them not to shoot. There's a kid in there. Like he kept on saying there's a kid in there. And then they all, and then like all they heard was gunshots. That's why like they were shooting at the bathroom because Fez already had his hands up, and this nigga Ash is just shooting through the bathroom door like a maniac. And then it's like they don't hear you say there's a kid in there. They only hear gunshots. So like I can understand like with the police like shooting back at the bathroom door. So he yells like begging Ash to come out, but when Ash hears a flash bang grenade go off, he's so keyed up that he starts shooting through the door and hits Fez in the side. The cops return fire and it gets very ugly. Fez is bleeding heavily on the floor, still shouting for his brother to stop shooting. When a kid goes for wait what? When a kid goes for broke, there are so many bullets, and poor Fez is lying there on the dirty carpet shouting for Ash to answer. Things get quiet, so an officer opens the bathroom door and shouts that Ash is dead. So it's not. It's like they wanted that kid to get it. Like that's like they wanted to get the kid. So um, but he was faking the whole time. So like he sits up and takes down the cop right in front of him, and then watches as another officer laser sight like climbs up his face to his forehead. So he basically got John Wick. Like seriously, because like how you gonna shoot up one cop, right? And then like what's your plan for the other cops that are that are that came with that other cop? Like there were multiple. I know there was an amount of like I think 5 or 6 cops, and there was only one that came close to Ash. And like, what was your plan for the other cops? Like seriously, so a bearer fit Fez hears the final shot and knows what's happened. Like Ash is dead. Like seriously. So I thought let me see, for this season 2 finale, I thought Fez was gonna die. I did not know Ash was gonna die because like that's more serious and that's more emotional. Like for your little brother to like to get like dealt with like that. So how's Rue's doing? Rue tells us that a few days earlier she went to see Elliot, and a little bit of dialogue is, "I think you might have accidentally saved my life." She says when he asks. She says she's not currently doing any drugs. She hasn't talked to Jules yet. I think that, that's one's going to take me a little longer. She says with sadness, then sings her a song, accompanying himself on the guitar. The tune, which has a refrain of "I hope it was worth it in the end," bring tears to Rue's eyes. At the end, she tells Elliot she likes it. He wonders if they could still be friends. When he points out that he was one who said they're not good for each other, he says he still thinks that. So um I don't really see it as like it was like confusing like why he wanted to play the song for her like as a response like to her statement. It was just like he wanted to play a song for her like that he made. So like I did some research and like they were like why Elliot is like playing a song on his guitar as his response. So like that was just like confusing. But towards me like it was nothing. So later we see her later we see her call Lexi and tell her that her play, which included a scene based on Rue's eulogy for her father, was good. Rue winds up coming over and tells her friend, "I've been through a lot and I don't know what to do with it. You've been through a lot and you do know what to do with it." Seeing the play meant the world to me. Rue adds they share how much they miss their fathers and all the other complicated emotions that go along with it. Rue guesses that Lexi's dad, who's an addict, loves you a lot more than he loves himself, but then admits that that's probably not much comfort. They both cry, and then Rue scoots over next to Lexi and hugs her close. That scene is also like the final of our life. Don't think about the sequence of events too hard because this show sure didn't like, and the curtain comes down as the audience gives Lexi and her cast a standing ovation. In the ladies' room, a beat up Cassie tells Maddie that she and Nate have broken up. Maddie says like don't worry by way of comfort or no by I don't know if she was saying like don't worry as a way of comfort or like a warning. And then she also said like, this is just a beginning. So like, this is just the beginning of what? Like, what does she mean by that? So I think like one of like my assumption like for like this is just the beginning. Like I think like she was talking about like how like this is just the beginning of the relationship. Like it's just like the first part, and then like we're gonna see more in season 3 how like Nate like does Cassie like even more. So everyone clears out the auditorium, and Jules is sitting down next to Rue and tells her that she loves and misses her. Rue kisses her on the head and then leaves, and then Jules cries. Um, in a voiceover, Ruth tells us that she stayed clean for the rest of the school year, and I don't know if this feeling will last. Oh no, she also says like I don't know if this feeling will last forever. She says, but I'm trying. So basically, she's saying that like she don't know if she's gonna stay clean like forever, and then but she's trying to. So elsewhere, Nate loads his gun and drinks some beer and drives to a construction site for one of his dad's like home, like where his dad is at. So where Cal is having a little get together with some half dressed friends. Um, he said Nate says to his dad no Nate says to Cal like you know what we have in common, we both get off on her and other people. He asks if Cal is happy, and then he says like I'm figuring it out. Nate is angry that Cal blew things up and then leaves, and he says he found Cal's smashing videos at 11 years old, and then starts having nightmares that his that his body was smashing me, like he was smashing them. Um, right around then, everyone whose last name isn't Jacobs hustles it right on out of there. So it's basically like Kyle won like some alone time with his son. So Kyle says he messed things up, but he loves his son and should have kept him safe. But Nate says that I don't want your apology, pointing the thing at his chest. He says he wants revenge, and then he pulls a thumb drive out of his pocket, and then Cal asks what's on it. And then Nate says everything, and then he also says that like as like police lights starts to flicker outside, and then he tells Kyle begs his son not to do like what he's planning to do, but Nate tells him that he's never like going to change, and that Nate walks to the door and allows 3 cops to enter and watches as they arrest Cal. Look, for that scene, I thought like because the camera focuses and goes like more into like Nate's face, I thought the cops were gonna shoot Cal because like I don't really like scenes like that where like it goes like more like zoom on the face and then you hear gunshots. I'm like I'm like what, and like what did like when he said like everything, like what did he like exactly tell like the police? So um, that was the end of this whole like Euphoria season finale. Season 2, episode 8, and it was titled "All My Life, My Heart Has Yearned for a Thing I Cannot Name." And yeah, so that was basically it. So like, let me know what you guys thought about that in the comment section, and what you think of the finale. Like, if you could grade it like A through F, like for the episode, like what grade would you give it? And then yeah, and this just give your thoughts like on general about the whole episode like in general. So, and I think wait, hold up. Before I could like say before I could end this off, there was like questions like where like there were questions that were never answered in the season finale. Like hold up. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. I think it was this one. Okay. Yeah, so let me see. So like there was like 11 like unanswered questions for like season 2 finale. Like what's going to happen to Fez and Ash, and Faye. I mean we already know what happens to Ash. Like he's dead. So what happens like if what's going to happen to Fez and Faye? Um, Another question is what about the suitcase that Rue? No, that what about the suitcase that Lori gave that Lori gave to Rue like for like the drugs, like so like does Rue have to still owe her, or like what's gonna happen like about that? And then also let me see, is Fez's grandma okay? Because there was also a scene in the finale where like that one cop that was going like close to the bathroom door, like they give you like a little angle like on the grandma and like her sleeping or whatnot. And then let me see. Will Lexi find out the truth about what happened to Fez, and what did Fez write in the card for Lexi? Give me a second. Will Maddie and Kat stay friends with Cassie? Will Nate and Cassie get back together? Because like season 2 episode 7 left off with them like breaking up, and then him telling like it was all her sister's fault. And then how long will Rue stay sober? Let me see. Was Kyle's recordings of Jules on the flash drive that Nate gave to the police? Like we never know like what was on that flash drive. We only know that Nate said like everything was on it, but like we see Nate give like a CD to Jules in at the end of episode 7. So like it don't really add up. And then let me see. Will Rue and Elliot stay friends? Will Lexi and Rue finally sustain their friendship? Will Rue and Jules get back together? Like these are all questions that like we might get in season 3. And let me see. And then yeah, that's it. And then we finally got like a news update about like for Euphoria season 3. We're gonna have to wait 2 years for that new season to come back. I don't know why, but we have to wait 2 years, like two more years for that season to come. So 2024 is gonna be the season 3 premiere of Euphoria, and I don't know why, but they need 2 more years to do like episodes for season 3. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you could answer like the questions that I pointed out in the end, let me know. Answer them on the comment section, and also don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, repost, share to all social media platforms. Don't forget to hit the post notification bell for future videos, and also get the PJDRIZZLE game merch at teespring.com/PJDRIZZLE-game. And if you think the prices are a little too high, then I have a promo code that says welcome25 for 25%. And that's pretty much it. So no, and you also gotta get 2 items for the code to work. It's not gonna work with just 1 item. So it's your boy PJDRIZZLE, it's your boy PJDRIZZLE21 signing off, and we're PJDRIZZLE game.
Do you slide on, put some smile, whatever comes, do you slide on, bitches. We keep on coming while we running for your juice. Steady gunning, keep on busting at the boots. You